College, Autonomous, Erode. I extend a warm welcome to our Honorable Resource Person, Dr. Arul Sandar Kumar, Assistant Professor, Ramaya Institute of Management, Bangalore. Respected correspondent, sir, beloved principal, sir, heads of various departments, and faculty members from various institutes, and my dear colleagues, for this 5-day faculty development program. Learning is the most important tool for providing internal and external power for a person. Learning is the fundamental right of all capable of any desired changes and upliftment of the human brain and society. Once again, I welcome you all. I used to believe that prayer changes things, but now I know that prayer changes us and we changes things. Let us begin our day with a prayer song.
கருவாக்கி உருவாக்கி எனையாண்டு காத்தருளும் இறைவா நன்றி. எங்கும் நிறைந்தோனே, எல்லை இல்லாதானே, எங்கேயும் எப்போதும் என் குலம் காப்பவனே. நெஞ்சம் துணிய துணையாய் வருவாய், நேர்மறை உணர்வுகள் பெருகிடச் செய்வாய். உடலில் உறுதியை பெரிதாய் தருவாய், உனை உணரும் அறிவை என்னுள்ளருள்வாய். சுற்றமனைத்தும் காப்பவனே, செய்தொழிலில் ஏற்றம் தருபவனே, எடுத்த செயலில் வெற்றி கொடு, என் ஆற்றல் பெருகிட அருளை கொடு. கருவாக்கி உருவாக்கி எனையாண்டு காத்தருளும் இறைவா நன்றி. வல்லமை தந்து நீ வளர்ச்சி கொடு, அகத்திலும் புறத்திலும் மலர்ச்சி கொடு. வளர்ச்சி கொடு, வளர்ச்சி கொடு, வளர்ச்சி கொடு, வளர்ச்சி கொடு.
A welcome is a short communication which aims to greet and connect everyone at the gathering. Now I request the coordinator of the Faculty Development Program, Dr. V.G. Sumati Ma'am, Head Management Science PG, to welcome the gathering.
Good morning to one and all present here. A warm welcome to all the academicians who have joined with us for this 5 days faculty development program on enriching learning practices in a dynamic environment. This FDP will be an opportunity for everyone to learn new things, acquire new knowledge, develop new skills, and also enhance your professional attributes. By these words, on behalf of Department of Management Science PG, BBA CA, and Catering Science and Hotel Management, I welcome our correspondent, P.C. Pannisami sir, whose presence is indeed a source of motivation. Welcome you, sir. The essence of great leadership is influence, not authority. With this note, I welcome our beloved principal, Dr. N. Raman, sir. Welcome you, sir. I'm glad to welcome today's resource person, Dr. Arul Sandar Kumar, Assistant Professor, Ramaya Institute of Management, Bangalore, who is with us to share his rich knowledge on case teaching and writing. Welcome you, sir. I extend a warm welcome to the participants from various higher learning institutions who has joined us to explore this platform for this 5 days. Welcome you all. I also welcome Dr. M. Vishwanathan, Head, Department of BBA CA, and Mr. Sandar Kumar, Head, Department of Catering Science and Hotel Management, and also the faculty members of all the 3 departments. Without their effort, this FDP would not be possible. So once again, I welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Captaincy is something You get better through experience. You have got to trust your instincts. Our honorable correspondent, sir, Thiru K. Palanisamy, sir, a man of distinct vision and idol of knowledge and inspiration. Now, I feel grateful to invite our correspondent, sir, to deliver the presidential address.
Very good morning to all the participants of this Department of Management Science PG, combined with BBACA, Computer Science, Hotel Management, jointly organizing this 5 days program on faculty development on enriching learning in dynamic. I welcome today's chief guest, Dr. Arul Kumar from Bangalore, followed by the next day program by Dr. R. Rani Ma'am Kovai and Dr. G. Barney Ma'am from Coimbatore, Dr. R. Subramania Badi sir from Salem, and Dr. N. Devaraja sir from Kotagiri. I welcome all the chief guests for this program for Congo Arts and Science College. Even though in this pandemic time, the chief guests have given time and separated our college for selected and giving this motivational speak to our faculties and students in this time also. I am very eager to welcome all the chief guests of the 5 days program. I thank Dr. V.G. Sumadi ma'am for organizing this program, and in this joint venture, the Department of Hotel Management and Computer Science, HODs, deans, faculties, students who are all participating in this program. Please use this program and benefit for your course of study. In this morning session, I am very eager and proud to say our Congo Arts and Science College for this 2021 in the published by this India Today and MDRA survey, the Arts College has scored 103rd rank in the overall, and in the science 91st rank. I am very much proud of all the faculties, all the students, our principal sir, Dr. Raman sir Avagal, for encouraging and motivating all the faculty, students for getting this rank in the world in this session. In the Commerce Department, our rank comes around 80th, and in BCA, it is around 64th rank. In BBA, it's 72 rank, and costume design and fashioning, 44th rank. And in best value for money, CDF gets 6th in the overall rank, and in the free session also, the CDF gets the 5th rank. So the CDF gets the 3 ranking from overall from our Congo Arts and Science College. I heartily thank all the faculties of CDF and all these departments, and not only for these rank holders, but also for all the arts college students and faculties, deans, department, laboratory assistants, teaching, non-teaching staff who are all participated and make this opportunity given a golden time for our college to get this rank. I thank in this morning session. Thank you. I thank our principal and Dr. Sumadi ma'am, head of the department, for making this session a better in. I thank all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. A leader is a person who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Is our beloved principal, Dr. N. Raman, sir, who is the pillar of powerful source behind all our splendid deeds. I'm very delighted to invite our principal, sir, to felicitate the gathering.
Good morning to one and all present here. At the outset, I extend a cordial welcome to our correspondent, sir, the resource person, faculty members, and participants from various institutions for this 5 days faculty development program on enriching learning practices in a dynamic environment. It is a good effort undertaken by the Department of MBA, BBA, and Catering Science to organize this 5 days FDP program. The topic is very novel because in the dynamic environment, the changes are happening quite often, but the education sector is not an exception to this. So what the faculty members have to do is they have to enrich their learning practices to meet the requirement of these students community by and large. If you are not enriching your learning practices, what is happening, the new events, the new trends and etc., the learning areas, you are be outdated. So this department have taken a good topic for this 5 days program. I hope that the participants from other institutions, from our own institution, certainly will get benefit out of this particular program. I congratulate all the 3 department heads for organizing this event. I wish the FDP program as a grand success. Thank you for the opportunities given to me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your motivational words. The art of teaching is a profession that creates all other professions. Now I request Dr. G. Karthik, sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Management Science PG, to give the introduction about our inspirational and honorable resource person.
A very good morning to one and all present here. It's my honor to introduce today's chief guest, Dr. Arul Sendulkumar S., Assistant Professor, Ramaya Institute of Management, Bangalore, for the today's session on developing skills on case teaching and writing. He has completed MBA, PhD, and also been certified in modular and globally certified as a trainer in HR analyst and matrices. He started his career in Nanda Engineering College and Technology and has been working in many reputed institutions and has 16 years of teaching and industry experience. He has professional membership in Coimbatore Management of Association and has presented 18 papers in national and international conference and seminars in India and globally. He has published 19 articles in national and international journals and has been served as a research person for faculty development programs and management development programs in various reputed higher learning institutions, and he has contributed enormously to the society in various ways. Sir, I request you to address the gathering now.
So thank you so much, sir. So can I start my presentation, Karthik sir?
Yes, sir. You can start.
Is it audible?
Yes, sir. It's audible.
Audible, clear, right? Fine.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you so much for your nice introduction, Karthik sir. And so first and foremost, I'd like to thank the correspondent sir, principal sir, and Congo Arts and Science College, and so all the head of the departments, so management science, BBA department and catering departments for jointly organize this faculty development program for the coming 5 days. Okay, so I wish that faculty development programs would be a very grand success. And thank you so much for inviting me as a resource person for this particular session. So thank you so much, first of all. And so with this, I'm going to start my presentation today. Right. So today, what I'm going to discuss to you, so my topic which I have chosen is effective case teaching and case writing. So of course, I'm pretty much interested in case writing and case teaching. It is one of the very, very interesting teaching pedagogy, of course, especially for the business schools. and well-reputed residential business school across the world, Harvard, Richard Ivy's, all the IIMs. So across the world, all the business schools are there practicing. So the case teaching pedagogy. It's one of the very interesting case teaching pedagogy, and moreover, which make the students to learn as much as information possible, and the class is so lively. So this is what I am going to discuss to you today. And as a management school faculty members, of course, even the BBA and BCom department, even other department faculty members also, you can teach to the students through the case teaching pedagogy. So for that, of course, so the faculty members, you are supposed to write cases. So you have you heard about what is case, and today I'm going to discuss to you how to write a case and what is the use of the case and what is the structure of the case, and followed with how to teach a case in the classrooms. And what is the ultimate outcome are we getting through the case than the normal pedagogy, exactly like a lecture method, chalk and walk, maybe some other teaching methods. So what is the ultimate advantage which we are getting through the case teaching pedagogy? So today I am going to share with you. This is what the crux of the topic which I am going to discuss to you. So with this, I'll start my session now. So is it audible? Everything clear from my side? So
Yes, sir. It's audible. Everything clear.
I just share my screen. So is it visible? So,
yes, sir. It's visible.
it's visible, right? Good. Right. So the topic is developing skills on case writing and teaching notes. So how to write a case and how to teach a case in the classrooms. So what about the session plan? So it's all about icebreaker questions. So first 5 minutes, I'll ask you some interesting questions. Of course, all you people are faculty members, certainly have come across. So what about the case, and maybe have been practicing the case in the classroom, and maybe have been writing the case. So certainly have some idea about what is case, right? So then important strategies and things when you write a case, and case structure, how to write a case. And so different types of case are there, which I'm going to discuss to you, and followed with how to teach a case in the classroom, which is called as a teaching note, how to write a teaching note, and followed with how to teach a case in the classroom and the teaching note structure. So this is what I am going to discuss to you so in this session. So I'll go with some interesting icebreaker questions. I need some participations and some interesting discussions, some interesting, maybe sometimes different perspectives also. Everything is welcome in this session. So with that, I'm going to start my first question. So can I have some information on what is case, first of all? So kindly can I have the answer from what is case and why do we write a case? Can I have some information from you? What is case and why do we write a case? So the participants, could you please share your perspectives? Because as long as you share your perspectives, of course, I can learn from you. Maybe from the participants, other participants will learn. It doesn't mean that only I have to share my perspectives. You just kindly share your perspectives. So each and every people will share their perspectives. Eventually, we will understand. So what about the participant knowledge and skills? Yeah. Can I have some information? What is case? Why are we teaching a case to the students? And why do we write a case first of all?
Good morning, sir. I'm Dr. Srinivasan from Pondicherry.
Good, sir.
Case is in-depth study of one person or group or event, maybe even aspect of the subjects. It is research-oriented, multifaceted understanding of complex issues in real-life context.
Real life context. Very good, sir. So nice, sir. Good information. It's all about the real life context.
Context is the case, yes.
Yeah, we are talking about the person, we are talking about the company, and we are talking about the concept. What you said is right. We're talking about the person, we are talking about the company, we are talking about the concept, and moreover, it is connected to the real life, which we are taking and connect to the classrooms. Okay, and inform to the students. So that is all about the case. Good, sir. Thank you so much. I'll get back to you my perspective later. So can I have Other participant, kindly share your perspective, please. What is case?
Good morning, sir. My name is Mohan Reddy Desai from Karnataka, sir.
Good, sir. Tell me, sir, please.
Sir, case means it is instance of particular situation, sir.
Good,
It
sir.
means any situation, through the situation, we can analyze the problem. That situation helps to detect the what we are expecting in future. That is the case, sir.
Brilliant, very good, sir. So the case is a particular situation, right? So we are supposed to take a situation. We have to see the situation. On account of that, we have to write, okay? And so then we will take that and use in the classroom. That's what sir is telling, right, sir? Good perspective. Yeah. Any other perspective from anybody? What is case, please? Any other perspective? Good. So anyone, please share your perspectives. Right, fine. So the next question exactly, why do we write a case exactly? And for whom are we writing a case? Another interesting question. For whom are we writing a case? For example, Harvard Business School, Richard Ivy, the world standard, well-reputed business school, Stanford, of course, all the IIMs in India, IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Bangalore, Excel or ISB. So all the faculty members who have been working in well-reputed business school, they are writing a case. Okay, of course they are doing the research, so primary research, secondary research, so that is also there. But along with that, so they are writing a case. But the purpose is, why do we write a case, and for whom are we writing a case? That's a very interesting question. For whom are we writing a case?
Sandil sir,
Yes, sir.
can you maximize your PPT?
Okay, one second, sir. One second. Is it okay, sir? No?
It's okay.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. For whom are we writing a case?
Yes, sir. I am Srinivasan again.
Yes, sir. Tell me, sir.
They serve as indirect endorsement of any company, actually.
Okay.
Writing a case is an endorsement, and which provide examples how well you are offering.
Okay.
So the offering the work.
Okay. Good, sir. Yeah. And anyone, any other perspective? For whom are we writing a case? Right. Fine. So for whom are we writing a case? Basically, yes.
Companies.
But the companies. So the objective for the faculty members, like us, objective for the faculty members, we are writing the case for the students exactly. Right, we are writing the case, and we will take, for example, if you teach any specific concepts, I'll explain. If you teach any specific concept, so that concept related to the situation, if any company has come across or have come across, you just kindly study about the particular situation and collect the information, or otherwise directly go to the company and contact the company person and talk to the people, conduct the interviews. So conduct the interviews maybe twice or thrice or 4 times or 5 times, depends upon the information how you are going to get it. Then you started writing the case. Right. So finally, what the case will be built exactly. That case will be taken and put it into the classroom, okay, and the students will discuss about that. For example, I wrote 2 or 3 cases. So the one case which I wrote called as INFOSYS success and planning, success or not. So I will discuss to you. So INFOSYS company, success and planning, success or not. So this is what I have written the case exactly. So whenever I'm teaching success and planning concept, okay, so I just brought this case and give it to the students. What about the company? The company name is called INFOSYS. Okay, so which means that, so the students are stepping into that particular shoes. For example, the INFOSYS company, maybe the CEO or a CHRO's shoes, and they will analyze from the different perspective. And so they will come to the conclusion that, so this is what the problem the company is facing. This is what the solution, the recommendation which we are going to provide. So this is called the crux of the case exactly. Right. I'll get back to you. So another interesting point is there are 2 concepts. One is a case slate, another one is a case study. Okay. So can I have any information? What is case slate and what is case study? Have you come across? what is case lit and what is case study? So fine. So what is caselet and what is case study? The caselet is all about, it is a short version or a very brief information regarding to the particular concept. Maybe 1 page, 2 page, or 3 pages, which doesn't have as elaborate information as possible, like a 9 pages or a 10 pages. When you take Harvard Business School case study, on an average 20 to 25 pages. Okay, if you take IB cases around 9 to 10 or so 10 or 11, 12 pages cases, right? So the point is exactly, so if it is a full case study, it is a very detailed information that is called case study. The company introduction, so the company background, the company product services, and the dilemma of the case, and the future, what is the road ahead, how we are going to analyze in the future. So everything is connected with the case studies. But what is caselet? Caselet has a very small informations, maybe connected to that particular concept exactly. Of course, we can utilize the caselet in the classroom also to discuss about the relevant topic, maybe what we are teaching. This is what the difference between caselet and case studies. Today I'm going to discuss about so how to write a elaborate case studies. Right. Right. So why case? The next question is why case in the classrooms, right? So teach a particular concept. When you teach any concepts, any theories, for example, employee withdrawal behavior, organization withdrawal behavior, success and planning, right? So maybe any other concepts, if you teach exactly, you have to teach through the cases. Okay, so you can teach the concepts like a normal teaching pedagogy lecture method, but finally what will happen, so students will get bored. Okay, and students doesn't know the much more information about the respective companies. For example, I'm telling, so when you teach any case, certainly you have to bring the respective companies. For example, Apollo Tires, INFOSYS, BMW, Titan, maybe JP Cement. So you can write about so a number of companies exactly. So when you write about a number of companies, then what will happen? So students will read 8 to 10 pages or 12 pages thoroughly about the particular company relevant to the concept. Right? So the company background information they know, when the company was started, who are all the founders, what about the mission, vision, obstacles, the product and services, everything. So the case includes that. So that is a crux of the case teaching pedagogy, which means that on an average, one well-reputed business school student per year, they are studying 200 to 250 cases, which means that on an average, so 150 to 200 companies information they know, how the company had handled the different situations, how the company had handled the different problems and the situations, how the company had overcome that, what strategies they have adopted. That is the advantage of so the case teaching pedagogy. So teach a particular concept. Yeah, I told it is a very elaborate information. So the case story, it's just a case story. It's a very elaborate information. It's not like a not bits and pieces like a case slit. It is a very elaborate information. I'll inform you. And of course, the case teaching, which improves the students' critical thinking. Of course, that is very, very important in the business domain today. Not only the business, of course, everything is a business. So wherever and whatever industry are you working exactly, so you have to apply your creative thinking, critical thinking. Of course, the critical thinking is very, very important. You have to ask more questions. I have to ask a number of questions. Why is it exactly? So for example, Mr. Steve Jobs had launched the product at night 12 o'clock. Of course, it's why night 12 o'clock. Even in Bangalore, people were standing in the queue and bought the product. So night 12 o'clock, Apple company had launched the product. So this is all about how we have to think in the different perspectives. The case teaching pedagogy improves the critical thinking, analytical skills, and improve the decision-making skills of the students. And moreover, the case makes the class so lively and interactive and very fun, debate, interesting. I'm telling from my experience. So around 3-4 years back, I was in residential business school. So that time, so of course, I'm pretty much interested in case teaching. So at least, in a week, so 2 or 3 case studies I used to teach to the students. So what happened? So morning 9 to 10, 10:30. So first session class. So I was teaching one case study. So the class got over. Around 8:30, 9 o'clock, I left from the institution. So 8:30, I was working out from the institution. So around 5, 6 people have come and surrounded me, and they started discussing. Right, sir, I did not accept your perspective today case studies. I did not accept other group perspectives exactly. Then I said, okay, tell me your perspective now. So the discussion started. Right. Morning 9 o'clock discussed, night 9 o'clock the case is on. Okay. So that is a advantage of case studies. Still people are thinking about how come sir told like this? How come other group members told like this? So why did not they accept my perspective, and how other people perspectives are totally different exactly? Right. So which means that students are thinking, okay, that is the advantage of case teaching. Even some circumstances I saw after 2 days or 3 days the students have come and discussed to me, but still I have a doubt, so maybe I won't accept your perspectives. I said, don't accept my perspective, no problem exactly, because it is a perspectives. Every individual perspective is different. You just listened it. So that's it. So which means that even after 2 days or 3 days, still people are thinking about that. So that is the advantage of case teaching pedagogy exactly. Okay, still people won't accept it. Of course, they are ready to put their perspective. So that is what the faculty success. What is faculty success? The faculty success is we have to ask the students to open their mouth and come with their ideas and thinking and the perspectives. That is a faculty success. We have to ask the faculty students to speak and think and participate and bring their ideas and interest to the classroom, to other students, to the faculty members, argue with the students, debate with the students, debate with the faculty members. That is what the success of the classroom. Of course, case teaching provides that. If of course, I have been enjoying that. So already I got experienced. I've been enjoying that exactly. So that's the advantage of case teaching pedagogy. That's what I mentioned. It's a fun debate, arguments, interesting, and so highly interactive. And of course, during the placement times, certainly the case teaching pedagogy which supports, because the students are studying in number of companies. Okay, not only one company or 2 companies. So n number of companies the students are studying. That's what I said. On an average, 200 student case studies. The students are studying in well repeated, which means that so 200 companies, 200 concepts, 200 strategies, 200 problems. So and in the classroom, so different perspectives among the student. That is the power of the classrooms exactly. I'm always insisting that so the learning should not come only from the students, even the only from the faculty, sorry. So the learning should come from the students, right? And moreover, so more learning which come from the students' peer learnings. Of course, that is called as a peer learning exactly. So I'm in the limited time. For example, 1 hour or 1.5 hours is my class time, right? So I have a n number of examples I cannot provide because tomorrow I have to go to some other concepts. That is a concept of residential business schools. The knowledge is on night 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Okay, the discussion is happening. So the knowledge is on exactly. It's night 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. So the people are sitting, discussing, debating, arguing. So of course, n number of knowledge the people are acquiring. So on account of that, so certainly which supports students during the placement times. Certainly which supports, because the companies will ask a number of questions exactly. If the students can relate and bring the examples, bring the what they have studied in the classrooms, what they have come across from the case teaching pedagogy, everything they can learn from the case teaching pedagogy, of course, which improves the students' placement. That's one of the interesting advantage. And for a teacher, as a faculties, I'm telling it's absolutely improving your knowledge. I told actually, right now I'm writing one case which is all about the Titan. So about the Titan company transformation leadership about Mr. Bhaskar Bhatt. So if you want to write a case, right, certainly primary and secondary case, I'll tell you now. So you have to come across n number of information. For example, if you write about one company, either Titan or maybe the Pepsi or a Coke or a Facebook, whatever company, if you take and write, so at least you have to read 100 to 150 or 200 pages, maybe 100 articles you have to read. When you read 100 articles, so what will happen? So from the top to bottom about the company, the products, the services, the advantages, the mission, vision, etc., etc., entire information you will thoroughly learn exactly. So to be frank, actually, just kindly believe me. So I have studied about 150 pages of INFOSYS, 100 to 125 articles about INFOSYS. So I knew it in and out of the INFOSYS to an extent connect to the HR domain, maybe the marketing domain. I'm a HR guy. So I knew it about the HR domain. So that is a lot of information you will collect it, right? That is your strength exactly. When you go to the classroom, so you just provide that much information to the students, first point. The second, when you do the research, you can utilize it. When you do the consultancies, you can utilize it. Maybe when you do the consultancy for some other companies, maybe you can take, oh, this is what the competitor company, this is what from that company, so that you can use it. Right? Of course, when you write a case, yes, you can utilize that information, which means that so the case teaching, the collecting the information pertaining to the case, which provides a lot of insights to the faculty members. That is the advantage of case writing as well as the case teaching. So faculty member consulting assignments, and the last but not the least, very important, is royalty, right? And so when you write a case, of course, the case is getting published in well-reputed repository. This is called as a repositories, Harvard repositories. Okay, across the world, all the well-reputed business schools, they have tied up with the Harvard, Richard Ivy, even IIMs, right? So when you publish a case, it is in the repository of well-reputed business schools. For example, I am telling Harvard or Richard Ivy business schools. So across the world, anyone can download and read your case. For example, you write one case, it is in the repository of the Harvard, maybe Ivy repository. Anyone can download and read your case. So when anyone download and read your case, for example, you are charging the case like a 500 rupees or a 600 rupees. See, if anyone download, so the royalty will come to you. So as long as your case is in the repositories. So that is the advantage of the case writers, which means that so your case is in the repository certainly, so you will earn money as well exactly. That is the advantage of the case. For example, so well-reputed business school, 60 students, that entire 60 students will download the specific case. 60 cases will get downloaded. Okay, so you just kindly think about, so what is the benefit the case writers will get it. At the same time, the respective institutions also get so the money. So that is the advantage of the case writing. Why are we writing a case? So I hope you understood. So everything is clear from my side now. I hope you understood everything. Can I proceed further?
Yes,
So
sir,
can I
it's clear? Further proceed, sir.
Yeah, right. So the next very important is you have to, when you write a case, strategies are there, a lot of strategies are there, how to write a case, right? So I'm going to tell you how to write a case with a very, very strategic way. So that's what I'm going to discuss now. So 3 important things are there when you write a case. One is a dilemma. Right. So what is dilemma? So for example, of course, already we have discussed when we take and take the case to the students, we have to connect the case to the respective concepts. That's very important, right? For example, I'm telling, so I wrote one case. From that, I'm just taking the example. So the example, so what case I was writing? So INFOSYS. The case title is Success and Planning, Success or Not. That's all. If you see here, the point is, so the company name is there. It's a big company, INFOSYS. So the concept which we are going to study, the success and planning, the dilemma is success or not. Which means what is dilemma here? So the Infosys company's succession planning is success or not, that is called dilemma. Which means that Infosys company had come across.
My husband is the angel, sir.
So Infosys companies come
Angel,
across
sir.
some so issues or some problems connected to the succession planning. So that is what dilemma. So which means that when you take and write a case, you have to connect to the dilemma. So what is the dilemma in that situation exactly? That is very, very important. For example, I am telling Maruti Suzuki manager plant. Okay, so the HR manager was brutally killed exactly. So industrial relation case exactly. Why? Industrial relations case exactly. Why exactly? Compensation issues, maybe industrial relation issues, you can connect to. So the dilemma is there, the situation is very bad, so you can connect to that. So theme should be there. What is theme? So the theme is called the concept exactly. When you write a case, certainly it should relevant to the theme or a concept exactly. So without theme, without the concept, you are not supposed to write a case, because of course we are teaching the theories, we are teaching the concept through case. So that is the reason we are writing a case. So success and planning is a concept. The third important point is protagonist. So who is protagonist? What is protagonist? So protagonist is all about the person who is mainly involved in the case. The person is the main character in the case exactly. So surrounded the person, the case is totally there exactly. Okay, so we have to take one person, and so on account of the person, the entire case has to be built exactly. And what is the ultimate objective of protagonist exactly? As a student, you have to stepping into the shoes of the respective protagonist, and you have to think and participate and discuss and come with the interesting recommendation in the classroom. So that is called the protagonist is all about. I hope you understood now. Okay, so the purpose is the student has to stepping into the protagonist's shoes and think about it. For example, so CEO, for example, I'm talking about the CEO is a protagonist. The individual, the student has to think from the CEO perspective and talk about it. That's called protagonist is. So for example, this case, Infosys case, so what about the protagonist? Who is the protagonist? The protagonist is Mr. Vishal Sikka. Okay, so Mr. Vishal Sikka was the CEO. Of course, Mr. Vishal had come from SAP companies and he took over as a CEO position, and he had been there in Infosys 2.5 years, and after that he left from the Infosys company. So between the founders and the CEO, so there was not a good rapport. Of course, you should have studied in so a lot of magazines and newspapers, etc., etc. So which mean that, so the protagonist here is Mr. Vishal Sikka. Okay, so he came and he did a lot of things to the organization, and after that he quit. So because of the founders and the Mr. Vishal Sikka. So that is what which means that student has to stepping into the Mr. Vishal Sikka and the discuss and think about the case. This is what the three important things when you write a case, you have to think about it exactly. So dilemma should be there, theme should be there, and the protagonist should be there. So I'll go to the next slide. Yeah, one protagonist and more characters. So more character in the sense, in number of people you can bring it. For example, the founders of Infosys, Mr. Narayana Murthy, Mr. Nandan Nilagani, Mr. Shubhilal, you can bring the people exactly, maybe their perspectives, etc., etc. You can bring it, but the case is connected to the protagonist exactly. So that's very important. The next one is a structure of the case. So basically, what are the parts and what is the structure of the ideal case it is supposed to be? Case summary, abstract of the case, background of the organization, industry background, and what about the respective company market, maybe the industry, markets, products, competitor scenario. The very important is part 4 is the issues. Okay, that it is connected to the theme. The last one is a closing paragraph. what is going to happen in future. Okay, so ideally the case has a 5 important parts: case summary, background of organization. So you are supposed to write about the market condition, the respective company products, the competitor scenario, of course the issues, very, very important, because the issues which is connected to the theme or a concept, that is what the crux of the case. And what about the future? What will happen in the future? Ideally, the 5 important things are connected to this. So the first part, I'm just telling the how to write the first part. So the first part, which is called as the opening part, okay, case summary, basically which is called as a newsy, okay, newsy. What does it mean? So which means, so which comprises about the lot of news, abstracts. So in this part, you have to tell about the overall case, maybe another 10 pages or 11 pages, what is in that case, everything which you have to bring it to this particular part exactly. But it's very challenging. Writing the abstract summary is a very, very challenging. So basically, the students or the publisher will read your abstract. Of course, all the research papers and cases, the people will read your abstract first. Okay, as long as and specifically connect to the case side. So your first part, abstract part, which induce and create interest to the participant, either student or the publisher. Okay, unless and until which create interest to the participant, okay, what will happen? The people will lose interest then and there, and the people will won't study further another 8 to 9 pages, because they did not get the interest. They won't study further. Okay, so the case interest is lost over there. For example, when you give the case to the students, ask the students to prepare and come to the class, students did not come and students did not read, prepare and come to the class. Some cases, even some cases during the class time itself, it is not moving. Example, the class time is 1.5 hours or 2 hours. So the case is not moving. The students are not able to share any perspective, any information, any different thought process. Why? The information is not in that case. The case doesn't have the as much as information. The case doesn't have that kind of crux exactly. That is the reason even the students are not able to gather a number of information. Unless students gather a number of information, what will happen? The students are not able to participate. So which means that the case should move on in the classrooms, maybe at least 1.5 hours. When I felt some cases, sometimes students were asking, sir, what discussion I have to bring it exactly, because case doesn't have information. Students were asking me exactly. After that, again, we sat and we studied. Oh, we could understand that. Oh, the case is not in that level. So, which means that that the first paragraph is very, very important in that, which is called as a newsing. So, what are the things you are supposed to bring here? So, bring the company name. Of course, what is the company, and use some celebrities, major actors, okay, characters in the first paragraph, okay, so that which create interest to the students, and bring the case dilemma, 2 or 3 lines, okay, and of course in the part 4 the elaborate information is there, but bring the dilemma, 2 or 3 lines, because so what is the purpose? Are we studying the case? We should know about it, and create interest to the reader. In such a way you have to write it. So that's very important. Such a way you have to write it. Basically, case writing is all about story writing. How you are writing a story. Okay, the same way you have to write a case exactly, so that the people will be reading, and while they are reading, so they will get interested. Okay, and they will go to the further and further and further pages exactly till the case ends. Right. So such a way the case has to be written. Okay, so the story writing is exactly connected to the case writings. And start with a quote. Okay, I will tell you what is quote, or inside the paragraph. For example, whenever you write a case, kindly write with a quote exactly. I'll tell you what is quote. And opening paragraph last line and closing paragraph last line must be the relevant exactly. How you close the opening paragraph and how you close the end of the case, it should be the relevant exactly. It should be the same context, not the words, but the same context. Okay, that is a strategies exactly. Okay, so you just abruptly close the case and put the ball to the students. Start thinking about it. This is the way you have supposed to write the first paragraph. I'll go with the example now, how the first paragraph must be exactly. So I just took some information from my case example. Okay, you just kindly have a look, please. So this is what my opening paragraph. So the first paragraph, I was talking about IT industry overview. For example, my first, the case which I wrote, I told you, INFOSYS succession planning, success or not exactly, right? And so, of course, the Infosys IT companies in information technology. So, which means that so whatever case you are going to write exactly, which is supposed to connect to the respective industries exactly. You have to bring the respective industry in the opening paragraph. For example, just kindly see the highlighted part. IT industries, Infosys, Wipro, TCS, and HCL. I just brought the Infosys, all the IT companies. And IT industry had contributed good to the Indian economy. I just connect to that. Which means that when the students are reading, oh, IT industry had contributed, even if you want to go very specifically, the percentage, turnover, and the employment opportunities, and the market share, and the export and import, the globalization side, everything you can bring in the first paragraph. While students are reading, they will get enormous information. That is the power of case. The celebrities' name, the prominent personalities. Yes, of course, Mr. Narayanamurthy, Mr. Asim Premji, Mr. Chandrasekhar, Mr. Shiv Nadar, all these people, so they have developed the Indian economy to the next level exactly. They have taken the Indian economy to the next level. They have taken the IT companies to the next level. So which means that while students are reading this, they will get inspired. Oh, fine. So all these people are get involved in this case. I will go to the second page. That's what the crux of it. So third part is the protagonist of the case. Already we have discussed in the three important things. Protagonist of the case. This is a very important. So just kindly read. In 2014, Mr. Chris Gopalakrishnan, one of the founder and CEO, exit from the Infosys due to retirement. Infosys had a question that who would be the next CEO? Was it an internal person or external person? This is what the crux of my case. This was the crux of my case, which means that since inception, Infosys had the founders were the CEO. Okay, but after Mr. Chris Gopalakrishnan 2014, Infosys had a thought that still are we going for our founder as a CEO, or still are we going to hire internal person as a CEO or external person as a CEO? This is called dilemma in this case. Okay, after that, the Infosys had taken a call that Infosys had hired external person as a CEO. Yes, so Mr. Vishal was brought to the CEO position. Of course, the first non-founder CEO I had mentioned, and the decision was taken by Mr. Murthy and Mr. KV Kamath on 13/2014. So when students are reading this information, okay, oh, the students could understand that, oh, since inception, so all the founders were the CEO. Okay, so since inception, all the internal persons were securing the CEO position, right? Oh, so which means that Mr. Vishal was the first non-founder as a CEO, and the first external person came as a CEO. So that is what. So we are going to put the ball into the student to think exactly. Okay, so of course this protagonist is connected to the concept called succession planning. So what is the next point? The dilemma of the case, issue between the founders and Sika. So what about the situation? Mr. Sika took over as the a leadership position, okay, and he brought a lot of changes to the organizations. He introduced robotics, automation, artificial intelligence, design thinking, and he controlled the employee turnover, etc., everything. So he had done it. Of course, he had developed the organization to the next level. But despite that, despite he had contributed a lot to the INFOSYS that he quit from the organization in October 2017 due to uncertain issues between founders and Mr. Sikka. Of course, I collected the information from the secondary data, newspapers, magazines, and everything. So the information had come from the newspapers, so not an issue. So which means that this is a dilemma of the case. Okay, so which means that the person who had come from externally, the person had contributed a lot to the organization, but still the person left. Why? Which means that the respective company did not accept it, the external talent. The questions students have to answer. All right, students have to participate. Why? Different perspectives come. Maybe Indian leadership is like this, Indian mindset is like this. Maybe Indian people did not accept the Western people. Okay, of course, he had come from America. Maybe Indian companies did not accept from American companies. I'm talking about example. Maybe like that, maybe marketing case is different, finance case is different. I'm HR, I'm just talking about HR perspective. So this is what we are going to put the dilemma to the students in the classrooms, in the case. Right, then students will share their perspective, their informations, and what they have come across from, for example, Cyrus Mystery, Mr. Ratan Tata issues, maybe some other companies, KV Kamath and Miss Sanda Kuchar, and they will bring n number of companies. Example, the discussion is on in the classrooms. This called how to write the first part. And yes, this is I just go a little bit. And just kindly, dilemma of the case: was not INFOSYS able to accept the external talent? As INFOSYS had all the CEOs from internally from since inception. Right. So this is what dilemma of the case. I brought the dilemma of the case. Wasn't INFOSYS able to identify the external talent exactly? So this is what. So coming to the next interesting part, I told the code, you can introduce, or maybe you can use a code exactly someone had told. Okay, see, but you are supposed to put that into code exactly, it's codes. You just kindly see here. So and so person, Mr. Sanjit, told that Mr. Sikka is a super amazing technocrat. He felt that Indian organizations were not ready to accept global talent at senior management levels. So why are we putting the code in the case? So when you're putting the code, which make the students to read the case again and again, which put the students into interesting side, make the case so interesting. So that is the advantage of the codes exactly. You can bring the codes, okay, but you just put it into the code, okay. As and when it is required, as long as it is required, you can bring the codes into the case. Right. So, and my closing part, I told you, right, the closing part of my the first part and the last part, the last line, it should be relevant at the same context level. Okay. So the closing part is, wasn't INFOSYS able to identify a successor properly? Did Indian companies lack in success and planning? Connect to the concepts where Indian companies are not ready to accept the global talent at senior levels. I just closed the closing part. That's it. Which means that I closed the closing part with the 3 to 4 questions. The same way I closed the closing my case. So which means that students are see this and discuss to this. That's what the exactly is how we are supposed to close the closing the first part. So which means that you just kindly go to the first part. So in the first part, the newsy chapter, okay, IT industry we had discussed, prominent leaders name we brought, and the protagonist of the case. So we brought, and the issue we brought, and the dilemma we brought, and the quote we have brought in the first chapter, and again we have closed with the questions. This is the way the first chapter has to be written. Right. Yeah. So I hope you understood. So any question so far? Any questions so far? So can I proceed further? Can I proceed?
Yes, sir. Proceed further.
So the second part is all about the background of the organization and industry. Okay. So in this part, you can talk about the respective companies. Okay. What companies are you going to take and write? You can talk about the company. So industry background, company backgrounds, when the company was established, who established the company, and you can talk about the products, markets, revenues, profit, employees, and kindly talk about the company values here. So more company values, you can talk about the company's values, principles, etc. And kindly remember that don't bring any number of information. What is required, you just kindly keep it. Okay, so don't give elaborate information, of course, which is not required, and finally the students will lose the interest. So that is another problem if you put too much information. And some case writers are use red herrings. So what is red herrings? Red herrings is which is all about so what is the relevant information are we supposed to put? So we are supposed to put exactly what is the non-relevant information, so we don't want to put. Okay, we don't want to bring it, otherwise what will happen? So if it is too much information, irrelevant information which spoil the crux of the case and maybe which increases the length of the pages, of course students are not interested to study that. Ideally, so 8 to 9 pages it would be advisable. Maybe some Harvard it is a 20 to 23 pages, 25 pages, but maybe so the level of students, according to the level of students and the students' expectation and the students' time and the concepts, on account of that you just decide the pages. So will it be like a 6 or 7 pages or 8 pages, or maybe it is a 15 to 20 pages, and so such you take a call, please. And use exhibits, that's very important. So kindly use the exhibits when you write a case. And for example, the company's achievements. Don't write a very lengthy paragraph, 1983, 4 lines, 1984, 4 lines, 1985, 4 lines, not like that. So for example, the company, different products the company had introduced. So don't write in the paragraph side, maybe write like this. Exhibits in that, for example, so 1977 to 2017. So one case, the Titan company, what about the Titan company and the products the company have introduced? Okay, 1977, so the Titan got stepped into watch business. 1984, and Titco and Tata Industries, first store. So this is called exhibit is all about. Okay, so which means that when students read this, they will understand it. But if you bring all this information in the paragraph, it's a students won't read that much. At the same time, you have to write as much as possible. At the same time, students will lose interest, and the n number of pages, the pages will get increased. And finally, so maybe the objective of the case, maybe the objective of the students reading is not that much. Okay, so instead of that, bring it to the exhibit, only one line. 1996, Titan entered into the jewelry business. First store was launched in Chennai, very simple. 1998, the Sonata watch was launched by Titan. You just kindly see here, this is only one exhibit. The case has a number of exhibits, like a 6 or 7 exhibits. Okay, so you just kindly have a look here. So when students are reading the case, they could understand that. So about the Titan company. So what about the products, the services, everything from each and every year they could understand about it. From 1977 to 2017 exactly. Even the latest Titan had entered into the sari business, okay, which is called as a Taneria. Till that, so this is what the Titan, the products and services, students could understand it. Right. So that is the advantage of exhibits in the second part. Maybe just kindly have a look. Another example of exhibits. 2017 Titan revenue. So 2012. So what about the Titan revenue from 2020? So this is another interesting way to write the case and bring the exhibits and make the students to understand. For example, each year 2012 to 2020. So of course it is gradually increasing domain. The profits also 601 to 1501. So 2012 to 2020, so the profits also increasing. So which means that, so while you are giving this case story to the students, so they can understand, oh, this is what the Titan revenue, this is what the Titan profits. Okay, and the students started thinking about it, and students started analyzing about it. So this is advantage of exhibits. So the third part, third part is all about, I hope you understood the second part. Second part, it is nothing but, so we are talking about the company background informations, etc., etc. Right. So third part, we are talking about the respective companies, the product, services, competitor scenario, and markets. This is a third part. Okay, which means that here you are supposed to write about the respective company products. Okay, competitor scenario of the respective companies, the market scenario of the respective companies. You can write about it. Okay. For example, so you just kindly see the two exhibits I have. So right now I'm writing one case, the transformational leadership about Titan. Okay. Third part, what I brought here. So one is a watch, jewelry, eyewear, fragrance, and Taneria sari business, which means that so the Titan is a Titan has a 5 important products: watch, jewelry, eyewear, fragrance, and Taneria. Okay, so which means that when you give this case to the students will understand that, okay, when the Titan was launched, which year? What about the Titan sub products like a Sonata, Fast Track, and different products exactly? So, what are the countries that Titan is exporting the watch business? What strategy are they using? How they have overcome the HMT? Because earlier HMT was there. That after that Titan, so HMT was a public sector companies exactly. In fact, the government did not give the permission to Titan private operators. How the Titan got the license and entered into the business, okay, and how they became a successful, which comes under the Titan watch side. The same like a jewelry side. So why the Titan entered into the jewelry? So what are the products here in the jewelries, right? Eyewear industries, right? And Titan Eye Plus, of course, has been contributing really very good. Why did Titan entered into that? Fragrance, skin, perfume business, and Taneria sari business. So which means that, so you are supposed to talk about all products like a maybe 2 paragraphs, like a put together part 3, 2 pages or 2.5 pages you can write. But when you give, after you writing, when you give this to the students thoroughly understand this is what Titan. This is what the Titan products. This is what the strategies the company had introduced for each and every products. Right? So that is the advantage of part 3 and the case writing exactly. Maybe another example is JP Cement, amalgamation of 2 brands. Right? So the first part, the cement industry in India, competitive scenarios, Ultratech Cement, ACC Cement, Ambuja Cement, Sri Cement, Binani Cement, Birla Cement, which means that, so the students know about the entire cement industry in India, competitor scenario, and so the competitor companies also. What about Ultratech, ACC, Ambuja Cement? So this is a third part exactly. So how to write it exactly. So end of the case, so the students will understand all the competitive products and what about their strategies and techniques, ideas, everything. Students will come to know that. So that is the advantage of so part 3. So which means that part 3 you have to bring the product services of your company, market, as well as the competitor companies. That's all about the part 3. So I hope you understood part 3. So can I have any doubts from your side so far? Any doubts from your side so far? If you have any doubt, you just kindly ask me, or otherwise I just proceed further.
No doubts. You can proceed.
Yeah. So for part 4, so already I told you, right? So this is a crux of the case. This is a crux of the case. Of course, students are studying this case because of this particular issues, dilemma, and the concept. So you have to bring the dilemma here exactly. Have to bring the issues here. Okay, this is the crux of the case exactly. So far, the first chapter, second chapter, and third chapter. Second and third chapter, they had studied about the second chapter, of course, about the company. Third chapter, of course, about the company product, services, and competitor company. And the first chapter, it is a summary. The fourth chapter, now the students will be reading about the dilemma of the case exactly. So why are we writing this case? Sorry, reading this case. What is the use of this case? What concept or what theme this case is bringing to us? I'm talking from the student's perspective, and what are the things we are going to learn, and what are the things we are going to discuss, and what are the different perspectives which we are going to bring to this case. So that is all about the part 4, right? So what is the issue in this case? You have to brief. It must be connected to the theme. Of course, it should be connected to the theme. Write in the chronological order. So you have to write in the chronological order. So year-wise, exactly, if it is required. And last line, it should be the dilemma of the case. So this is all about the part 4. Okay. So what is my recommendation? What is my recommendation is when you start writing a case, before I would recommend is kindly read at least 100 to 200 cases. Okay, and make a practice. If you are the research person, maybe writing the primary research papers or a secondary research paper, or a case writer across the world, the concept is same. If you want to be a successful researcher, read 1 paper or 2 paper every day. Read 1 paper or 2 paper. Okay, so whatever information I'm telling to you, maybe I'm telling the strategy, what I have come across, and what I have been studying last 4 to 5 years. I'm just sharing the perspectives. But when you read the case exactly, so every day if you read some good cases like Harvard or Ivy cases, okay, when you read it exactly, so you will understand how they are writing exactly, how they are bringing the dilemma, how they are bringing the questions, how they are bringing the information which make the students to think exactly. Of course, if you read and read, and if you read as much as possible in number of cases or research papers, you can understand the pattern. Okay, maybe you will understand some pattern, maybe you will understand so how the people are thinking, then you can bring all those things to your while you're writing a case. So that is interesting strategies, which mean that whatever you do, okay, either if you teach or either if you do the research, if you write a case, read as much as possible. That's very simple logic. Okay, maybe 360 days, at least 300 research papers if you read, maybe you can be the one of the very strong researcher in India, even across the world. Exactly. So that is a very fundamental logic. So it's all about the issues and the part 4. The last important strategy is abruptly you just close the case. Just to close the case then and there. Okay, suddenly close the case. Put the questions, close the case. Okay, and throw the ball to the students. They just think about it. This is what in the film making, so the directors are thinking about exactly. So maybe, so the movie is moving on, coming to the climax, or maybe coming to the last part. Even so if it is a very, very good movie, so certainly we will come to the edge of the seat and we will see that what is going to happen. Like that. So while students are reading the case, the student should understand, and the student should feel that, oh, suddenly sir has closed the case exactly. So what I have to think? What recommendations I have to bring it exactly? So what I have to read and bring the interesting solution to this case? How can I participate in the classrooms? What information I have to prepare and go to the classrooms? So that is a strategy of the case writer. Just close the case then and there. Make the people to think, make the people to work, and make the people to collect the information as much as possible. I'm telling you one interesting strategies. Once you write the case and give the case to the students have to work as much as possible. It's not like that students should not come to the classroom just like that. They have to go and study and do the homework at least 3 to 4 hours, maybe either individual or maybe the group wise. So they just go and study thoroughly and come back to the classrooms with they just debate and argue with a very, very interesting way. that is the responsibility of the faculty members to make the class so lively, interactively, right? So that is a part 4 side. And last paragraph, last part exactly is closing part of the case. Closing part of the case, again, so you have to reiterate the central issues, the dilemmas, okay, and connect to the decision point, okay, what will happen in future, okay. For example, this is a problem. As a student, okay, what is your recommendation? What will happen to the company? What will happen to the services? What will happen to the product in future? Okay, so such a way you just concentrate in the last part of the case, okay, which is connected to the reiterate this, the dilemma and the focus on the decision side, okay, what will happen in future. Create a tension among the students, of course, that's what I told. So such a way you have to write exactly, of course it is connected to the writing skills as well. You have to create a tension and abruptly you just close the case and add a good quote in the last exactly. Maybe if you are adding very sensitive informations, okay, very interesting quote, interesting comments, so about so and so person, so which got published, okay, and you just bring those information to the picture. And finally make them to provide some good suggestions and opinions to the classrooms, okay. What is loop approach? Already have told the loop approach is all. It is one of the strategies how to close the case. Loop approach is opening paragraph, the last line, maybe the last 2 lines, 2 or 3 lines, and the closing paragraph, last 3 lines. It's connected to the same context exactly. The relevancy should be the same. The words can be the different, but the relevancy should be the same. That's all about the loop approach. Okay, so which makes the students to think in that domain. So at any circumstances, do not write your opinions. Any circumstances, do not write your opinion, okay. And while you are teaching a case, while you are writing a case, don't write your opinion. Even while you are teaching a case also in the classroom, don't write your opinion. Don't say that this is right. You just say your perspectives, okay. So nobody is right exactly. So you just say, this is my perspective. As a faculty, it doesn't mean that I'm telling the right. This is my perspective. Maybe I'm recommending that absolutely this is not right. Don't take it as right. This is the way I'm thinking. Even what you are thinking, it may be right, it will be right, but of course we don't know that. But of course you are also right. So which means that everybody in the classroom is right. So the objective is we have to insist the students to make participate, bring their own perspectives, ideas, the recommendations, suggestions, etc. None of the people are wrong in the case study classrooms. That's the advantage of the case studies. Okay. Right. I think it's a real case example. So the closing paragraph, how I have closed. Okay. And you just kindly have I just, what about this? It is a quote. Okay. So Mr. Kavil Ramachandran from Indian School of Business, of course, faculty member from India, ISB Hyderabad. So about the INFOSYS, Mr. Vishal Sikka exit, he told in the media, I collected the information from the newspaper. He told in the media, this is what. Okay. What about the crust? I did not read it. So that is what Mr. Bill Gates, who co-founded Microsoft and served as chairman and CEO. Okay. So he left he left from Microsoft, but he did not interfere. Okay. Mr. KV Kamath, who was a chairman and managing director, ICICI Bank for over a decade. So he left, but he did not interfere. So which meant that why the INFOSYS founders got interfered into Mr. Vishal Sikka decision. This is what he told. I just brought the entire quote in the closing paragraph. So former, you just kindly see the highlighted parts of that maroon color words. Okay. In the Western, before that, the first paragraph, in Western world, most successful CEO and founders left from the organization did not interfere in CEO strategies and business unnecessarily, which means that I connected Western world with Indian world. This is the way I have closed the case. Whereas in INFOSYS, Mr. Murthy and founders have indulged after they left from the board. So discussion, students have to think. Western world, yeah, the previous paragraph, Mr. Bill Gates left, so he did not interfere, okay, and so and so companies. But why? So I just connected this. Okay, and another one quote is former NASCAM chairman, Mr. Mohan. It was very sad to see a good CEO like Sika stepping down as the CEO of Infosys. Okay, and if something similar had happened in the Western country, shareholders would file suits against the companies. This is what I collected the information from different papers, journals, exactly. Right? This is the way I closed the case. Okay, and see the highlighted part, my first part and the last part the same. This case examined the questions, wasn't Infosys able to identify the successor properly at Indian companies, etc., etc. Right, so this is the way I have closed the case. Understood? So this is called the 5 important parts of the case writing. Right. So 5 important. So this is the way. So basically, we are supposed to write a case, right? So the first part, MUSI, abstract or a summary. Second part, industry background. Third part, product, services, competitor scenario, markets. The fourth part, dilemma of the case. The fifth part, closing paragraph. Okay, of course, which connected to the central theme of the case and towards the decision making of the case. Okay, and we have to close the case, which means that ideally 5 parts are required to write a case example. And so what is the ideal number of pages to write a case? Basically now, in fact, I'm writing around 8 to 9 or a maximum 10 pages, but the Harvard cases and all is at 20 to 25 pages. Okay, 20 to 25 pages. But I'm writing a case, I've been writing a case, I'm focusing even 8 to 9 or 10 pages. So 8, 9, so even maximum 10 pages enough to write a case. So which means that 5 parts, okay, so opening paragraph maybe the half page, closing paragraph maybe the half page or a 0.75. So maybe in such a way you just segregate your pages. Maybe the second part 1 page, third part 2 pages, and dilemma is a 2 pages in such a way. Right, so maybe if you read a number of cases, you will understand that. So on an average, how the case writers, successful case writers, maybe the well-reputed repositories which is having the case, what about their number of pages, you can understand about it. Okay, so maybe you can read around 50 pages, you can understand the pattern. So what is the on an average size of the page size of the first part, on an average page size of the second part, what is the on an average size of the third part, I'm talking about the pages, number of pages, what is the on an average size of the fourth part, and what is the on an average size of the closing part. Maybe you just kindly note it down, maybe you will eventually will understand about it. Okay, so such a way you can practice it. So of course, I have been I'm telling to you what I have come across. Anyhow, if you go and see that, the same information will be there. Right. So this is what how to write a case. Right. And I'm telling some interesting tips and pointers. Okay, so how to when you write a case, what are the tips and pointers are there? Okay, case must be written in the past tense, in a simple language and short sentences. Okay, of course it is for the students, it's not for any other people. Okay, it's for the students, it's not for any other people. Okay, so as much as possible, as simple as write the case as simple as possible. Right, write in the short sentences, but very important is you have to write the case in the past tense, because already it got over. So it is not happening right now. Maybe it won't happen in future. It got over. So just kindly write in the past tense. That's a very important rule. Length of the case 8 to 10 pages, but Harvard's and all is 20 to 25 pages. But I'm telling, so normally Indian case writers, even the IM people are writing 8 to 10 pages, maybe plus or minus 2 or 3 pages extra, depends upon the requirement of the case exhibits. So you can take a call. Title should be very simple but catchy and fresh. Okay, it should be very, very simple. I'll tell you one interesting example. Just kindly see the title of the Harvard and Ivy cases. So title of the Harvard and Ivy cases, you just kindly have a look. This is what the first title, Google's Project Oxygen, Do Managers Matter? One title. Google company is there. Dilemma is, do managers matter? So do managers are playing important role in Google, Harvard publisher. Low cost careers in India. In India, low cost Spice Jet's perspective. Spice Jet, the company name is there. Low cost. Will it work out or not? That's what the case. IV cases. Franklin Templeton, the cash holding dilemma. Okay, finance case. iGate Corporation, the company name is there. Toxic talent connected to the HR side. INFOSYS, SHRM perspective. Apollo Tires, investment decision dilemma. People Express Airlines, rise and decline, Harvard cases. Deloitte and KPMG, the war of talent. So which means that you just kindly see the title here. In the title itself, the company name is there and the concept is there. What theme we are going to discuss about? Google, SpiceJet, Franklin Templeton, iGate, Infosys, Apollo Tires, Deloitte and KPMG, and simultaneously the concept, war of talent, HR case, talent acquisition case, strategy human resource management, strategy HR, toxic talent, again HR case, and investment decision dilemma, finance case. So which means so the company and the concepts, what concept are we going to discuss? Everything in the title itself. Title should be very catchy and have to bring the company. And very important is so when you bring the big companies, when you talk about big companies, maybe there is a chance the case will get published in the well-reputed repository. At the same time, the people will, the students are pretty much interested to read about the companies. That is advantage. The students are pretty much interested to read about the companies. That is advantage, exactly. For example, the Google name is the students will immediately download and read. So iGate Corporation, the toxic talent, people will download and read it. Okay. Apollo Tires, the people will download and read it, exactly. So which creates a very good, interesting information. Maybe create an interest to the students to take initiative to read a case. That is another interesting perspectives of how to keep a title. And already I have informed to you, so the code can be used in a case. So, so which make, and for example, when you write a director general, okay, so the first time you have to write, for example, chief executive officer, okay, chief executive officer, Mr. Vishal Sikka. So whenever you write the first time CEO, write CEO. Right, chief executive officer. Then after that, so wherever you are using, wherever you are supposed to use the CEO, you can use only the short form CEO. That's it. You don't want to use chief executive officer or a director general. DG can be used after the first time. So that is all these things are very specific. And the second interesting information is whenever you write the first time you write a name, for example, Mr. Narayana Murthy, for example, I'm telling, you can write the first time Narayana Murthy. Okay, the second time onwards, Mr. Murthy, surname you can use it. The last name you can use it. Okay, you don't want to write a full name. Okay, so this is another important. And always write a case for the global audience. Okay, so which means that the global audience, the language, and maybe don't write into the rupees, write it into the dollars. Exactly. Maybe if you write the case into the rupees set, convert it into the dollars. Okay, so go for the million and trillion and billion exactly. Don't go for the rupees. Maybe the rupees, of course, as an Indian audience, people will understand, but the global audience normally the highly recommended is a million, billion, and trillion, and the dollar wise. Okay, so just and language also make it very simple. Maybe some countries people are really good at English, some countries still of course Indians are very good at English, and so we are speaking good English. At the same time we're writing good English, but other country people some, so they are not good at exactly, even the culture also not insists that. In such a case, maybe you can write the case as simple as possible. Okay, simple language, you can utilize it, so that's really very good for that. and already informed actually. So make a story exactly. Don't maybe how the you just kindly see the some novels or fictions or some storybooks, how the story is narrated. So once upon a time, so the manager had joined there, and he went to the 11th floor, and so there was a corner room. So the rooms are surrounded with full greeneries. Such a way you can start the case. Okay, so this is the way. So when you start the case in such a way, exactly. So don't bring the hi-fi vocabularies and the different jargons and etc. etc. Write as simple as possible. So because of course it's for the students. Okay, so of course we are writing the case for the students. So students will be thoroughly enjoying. So while you are making as simple as possible. Narrow focused, it should not be very scattered. It should go very, very narrow, like a very specific. What is the purpose? What is the crux? And what is the concept? What is the purpose are we studying? So what concept are we bringing? What theme are we bringing? Bring it. Very simple. Okay. Other than that unnecessary information, don't bring anything to the case. And very important, when you start writing a case, create a backup information. I'm telling it is a secondary case. I'll tell you what is primary and what is secondary. So it is for the secondary case. When you write a secondary case, so at least create a 100 pages repositories, which mean that around 40 to 50 article or 60 articles. I'm telling minimum. So if your case needs 150 pages or 200 pages or 250 pages, 300 pages, but create the repository first. Exactly. Collect the informations, collect the relevant articles part by part. For example, so the first part, how many articles you are supposed to read. Second part, how many articles you are supposed to read. Third part, how many articles you are supposed to read. Okay, so each part at least around 20 articles. I'm telling minimum 100 articles or 150 articles. Create a database and started reading the entire information, highlighting the information what is required, and based on the highlighting information, then you start writing your case. That is the strategies. Okay, so which means that you have to collect the information as much as information possible. And how to write the reference. So this is very important, how to write a reference. Just kindly have a look. And one article is there. So where I have sourced exactly August 18, 2017. This is what article got published. And I have accessed November 7, 2017. Which means that this specific article I have accessed November 7, 2017. Okay, which means that that particular day I collected the information. Because if you take any magazines or a newspaper, after that also, so after the article got published, they just went, and after that also they have rights to change the informations. Okay, but once you accessed, after that the information got changed, maybe you will be in a trouble. Exactly. So whatever you put the information in the case, maybe it is not matched with the content. And so that is the reason. So I got the information from this particular date. So after that you change also. So I don't have any issues because of I got the information from this particular date. Exactly. Based on that information, I wrote the case. I utilized the information in my case writing. So this is what another important point, how to write a reference. And instead of the lengthy paragraph, use exhibits, charts, etc. etc. Exhibits and charts, etc. You can use it, please. That's it. Write the case always in the chronological order. So that is another interesting information. So this is the title. So exhibits already have discussed to you. So from 1977 to chronological order, you have to write the exhibits. Okay. So another important information, what type of cases can we write? Right? What type of cases can we write? So we can write two type of cases. One is a primary case, another one is a secondary case. So far I have discussed to you the structure and everything for common. The primary and secondary, it is a common, how to write it. Okay, but what is primary case and what is secondary case? The primary case is all about we have to choose a company, we have to go to the company, talk to the respective people, identify the respective person, for example, and talk to the respective people, interview the people, collect the information. Okay, then you have to write the case based on the information which they have given. That is called primary case. Primary case means like how we are collecting the data through the questionnaire. The same way have to go and meet the company people, get the appointment, maybe 3 appointments, 4 appointments, 5 appointments, 6 appointments, interview the people or interview the one person or interview the number of people, maybe 5, 6 people. If it is relevant, talk to the people and collect the information and create a database. Based on that, you have to write a case. This is called primary case. And so this is the ideal way. Okay, and mostly coming to the publisher side, basically the publisher will publish, okay, and giving more importance to the primary cases rather than the secondary cases. Okay, so they are giving more importance to primary cases. That's a normal tendency of the publisher, but it doesn't mean the secondary case won't get published. Of course it will get published, but I'm telling the chance level is really very high. And what is the drawback in the primary case? Basically, Indian companies and even the founders, maybe the owners, are not interested to give the permission, or maybe not interested to share their company information to the case writer. That's the problem. Even most of the IM faculties are also facing the same issues. Western side, it is not a problem, but Indian side, it is a problem. Exactly. It's because the company image will get tarnished, and the company image will come, and the company secrets, maybe the company confidential information, the issues and everything will come. So the people are not pretty much interested on that. So they don't want it. Right? So that is a drawback of the primary cases. Okay, but still, if you want to write a primary case, you can approach, don't approach big companies. Maybe initial cases, you can approach a small entrepreneur, or maybe small scale industry, MSMEs, maybe small any small organization you can meet, and maybe you can explain this is what you are going to do for the students' purpose. I am writing it. You can interview the people and write a case. That is the advantage of the case. Right, so this is what all about the primary cases concern exactly. Okay, and another one interesting information is all about whenever you go and conduct the interviews, so kindly go with at least 2 people. Okay, one person will ask interview questions, another person will take notes. For example, only one person goes, what will happen? So the person cannot ask question, at the same time person cannot take notes, and moreover it takes a lot of time. Maybe the the respective company person not interested to spend that much time exactly, and sometimes you will miss the entire information. So which means that minimum 2 people if you go, so one person will ask question, another person will collect the informations. Okay, even that entire interviews, maybe 5 rounds of interview, 6 rounds of interview, 7 rounds of interview, that entire interviews, so the person who is taking the initiative of who is asking question, the person has to ask question, who is taking the notes, the person has to take a notes. So they should not change maybe the second or third time of interview. So that is not a good strategy. Why am I telling very precisely? This is an ideal way, and even the Harvard professors are following while they're interviewing the people, because I have come across a lot of Harvard articles and videos. Even the professors are recommending this level you have to prepare and go and approach the companies, because unless and until you are a highly professional and precise and very meticulous way, so the things won't happen. Because they are spending a time, of course the company people are spending a time, so they are giving their valuable information to you, and you should be highly reciprocate and response to that. So that is a very important information. Right, so at any circumstances, don't argue with the speaker. So don't argue and don't provide the suggestion to the company people. It would have been like this, it would have been like this. So the company does not like it. The company people does not like it, because even the getting appointment itself is very tough. Already I told you the writing primary case is very, very tough in India. Even the people are not interested to provide that. So that is a, and maybe if you complete the first round of interview, maybe second round of interview, kindly ask, so when can I meet you? If it is required, so can I come and meet you? So can I come and talk to you for the second, maybe the next time. So politely, you just kindly get the permission from the people and come back. And the very important is case release formalities. Once after the interviews, have you completed the entire case writing? So you are supposed to show the case to the respective company, the respective authorized person from the company or a spokesperson from the company, if it is a primary case. All right, so kindly show and ask the people to read maybe any other information to be added or any other information to be deleted, any other sensitive information in the case. So it need to be so everything you just kindly show whatever they have shared, everything you just brought it. You did you add any extra other information? Did you add any sensitive information other than that what they have shared? Everything you just kindly show to the people, get their concern. So after that, so you are supposed to release a case. You have to get the signature from the company spokesperson with your concern, with your knowledge. I am going to release this case for so and so publisher. I'm going to utilize this case for the students in the classroom. So get the concern, then you have to release the case in the organization. So that is the strategy behind the primary case. I hope you understood. So what is primary case? And so basically Harvard, IB and Emerald, so they're preferring the primary cases, and that's the thing. And so what about the second type? Second type is all about the secondary case. Okay, what is secondary case? Secondary case all about it's kind of secondary data. Everything is available in the market: newspapers, magazines, articles, websites, and maybe some interesting uh, different sources. You can collect the information. That's all about the secondary case. Through the internet, newspapers, magazines, books, company annual reports, company websites, you can collect the information. That is all about the secondary case. Okay, of course you don't want to get any permission from anybody, any company person, because already it got published. I told you, right? So the INFOSYS case which I wrote, it's all about the secondary case, because all the information it is available in the market. I did not interview any person. So I was already, the people had shared their perspective, people had shared their opinions. I just went and collected the information and creating a database and started writing the case. So that's all about the secondary case. So we don't have any case release form, etc. And in India, mostly the secondary cases are written, right? And at any circumstances, don't take the information from the Wikipedia. So that is a secondary case, right? So yes, till this I have completed the case writing formalities, how to write a case, what is primary case, what is secondary case. So how to write a case with a very good structure way and strategy way, I have completed the case writing part. So can I have, so can I take another one part is how to teach a case. I'll take another 5-10 minutes. Karthik sir, can I proceed another 5-10 minutes? Is it okay? So, Karthik sir, is it okay? Another, can I proceed? Or participants, can I take another 5-10 minutes? Is it okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. You can proceed.
Proceed, right? So, yeah, participants, do you have any question here till case writing? Any questions? Or can I take the questions last 10 minutes? It's up to you. And the case writing part is over. Now I will move into the case teaching part, how to teach a case. Okay. Then I will take a question. So can I proceed further if you don't mind?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. So the next part is called as a teaching. Okay, teaching note. Actually, this is called as a teaching. Normally, it is called as a professional terminology called as a teaching note. Okay, whenever you prepare a case, you have to prepare a teaching note. For example, case is 9 pages. Teaching note should be 8 to 9 pages. Equal weightage, 50%, 50%. Basically, the people are feeling that so case writing is very, very important. No, the case teaching note is very, very important. Okay, of course, both are important, I'm telling. So we have to give as equal as importance to both. Okay. What is teaching note? The teaching note is all about, as a case writer, I am going to write a teaching note which facilitates the other faculty members how to teach the case in the classroom. That is called teaching note. When I release you are supposed to teach the case in the classroom, that is called teaching note. So which means that, so your teaching note should have a lot of strategies. What is the duration of the case? Are we supposed to teach? Right? And what about the first 10 minutes, etc.? Just kindly have a look. Written to the faculty members. It's meant for the other faculty members. Equal weightage should be given. Facilitate the class handling, and at any circumstances, teaching note should not be given to the student. Teaching note only for the faculty members. You are not supposed to provide the teaching note to the students, and it is only for the faculty members. Okay, and maybe the teaching note which comprises of the videos, readings, reference material, and etc. So you can take a videos, relevant videos, the readings and reference materials. You can take it, and the teaching note should have a board plan. So this is a very important board plan. What is board plan? Board plan is all about whatever you are discussing in the classroom, everything it should come to the board. Okay, whatever you are going to discuss in the classroom, what questions are you going to ask? So what about your expected answers? Everything you can prepare and go to the classrooms, and same way you just write it on the board. Okay, the board plan is very, very powerful in the business, in the well-reputed business schools, exactly. So that is the reason if you go to the IIMs or a well-reputed, so they have a n number of boards, exactly, around. Even one board followed with another board, followed with another board. So like that. Just sorry, if you don't mind, I just put my charger actually, so it is in the battery is low. Just give me a minute. Second, please. Right, sorry for the inconvenience. Right, so this is all about the board plan. So board plan, so just kind of have a see the information in the YouTube. So Harvard's, and also the board is around n number of boards are there, exactly. Even the class side also boards are there. So while the case is happening, even the students can write. So what about their perspective? They can write it on the board, exactly. Okay, even the board is connected to the technology part. End of the classroom, that entire information is converted into the maybe the PDF or a respective the PDF side, exactly. It goes to the students database, exactly. So that is a level of very precise planning in the board plan. Right. So that's what the case teaching note structure. And synopsis, here also you have to go for a structure. Synopsis, 1 or 2 paragraph. And teaching objectives. So what concept are we taking the teaching objectives? And teaching strategies. Time breakup. For example, this case is meant for 90 minutes or 120 minutes or 1 hour. You have to provide. And the teaching note should comprises of assignment questions. So what are the assignment questions can be given to the students from this case, right? So minimum 4 or a maximum 5 or a 6 assignment questions you can give it to the add in the teaching note, of course, which is supposed to be given to the students to write. So that the assignment question, which comprises of critical questions, theme oriented questions, and practical questions. And the last is any other suggested recommendation material, you just kindly give it to the students. Any other videos, or maybe some other case, or some other articles, some other blogs, or some other books. If the students want to read to discuss the case, you can recommend it. Okay. So I just skip it. And so this is time breakup. This is another important information, teaching note. For example, if it is a 90 minutes, the first 10 minutes, what you are going to discuss about. For example, introduction about the company, growth and achievements. At the second 10 minutes, what you are going to discuss about company, what is concept and what is importance. See here, the first 10 minutes, the respective company introduction, growth and achievements you brought it. Second 10 minutes, the concept, what we are going to discuss, we brought it. The third 15 minutes, okay, and the concept, strategies, advantages and challenges, we brought it. Then 40 minutes is of course connected to the dilemma of the case, okay, and the last 10 minutes, what was the issue exactly is, okay, so why missed, and the last 5 minutes, whatever you have discussed, all the information on the board, and you just kindly explain, this is what we have discussed, and you just close the case. This is called teaching note exactly, okay, how to teach a case in the classrooms, right? And whenever you provide a case to the students, give the case at least 4 or 5 days or 3 days, depends upon the case length and the workload of the students. As the students workload, and so maybe that particular day the students are reading, maybe they are supposed to discuss around 5 to 6 cases, maybe give the case well in advance, maybe 1 week back or 10 days back, up to the faculty strategies, and make the students into the groups, okay, maybe the individual also they can discuss, or make the students into the group, and maybe the group wise, so they sit and discuss in the classrooms, sorry, hostels, and maybe the 1 week different, already they discuss with their students, okay, the front sides, and they will come with the different perspectives, different ideas, and so different information, all these things they will bring to the classrooms, okay. So kindly make them as a group, and give the case, okay, 1 week well in advance, and ask them to discuss, and bring ask them to come to the classrooms. So this is another way of this is a very interesting way to teach the case in the classrooms. So with this, I just yeah, the last one, assignment questions. So just kindly have a look, kindly provide the assignment questions in the teaching note itself, 4 or 5 assignment questions, so you have to give it to the students. So that's it from my side, so thank you. Fine, so I just stop the discussion here, and so I'll take a question from your side. So could you please, if you have any questions, you just kindly ask me, okay, pertaining to the case writing and case teaching or a teaching note. So whatever questions do you have, you just kindly ask me. Certainly I will assist you. Right. Over to you. So participants, and thank you so much from my side. Yeah. Any questions from your side, please? Yeah, any questions from the participant side? Anything?
Thank you so much for the informative session, sir. Dear faculty members and participants, if you have any queries, you can raise your hand or post it in the chat box.
Yeah, ma'am. Directly you can ask, ma'am. So I think Usha, ma'am, or
Sir, I have a doubt. Can I?
yes, madam, please.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
generally case study involves with perceptions. So when will I find a solution? Like for example, myself, I'll give a different perception. My students would give me a different perceptions. Then
Yes, ma'am.
how do I come to a conclusion? This is what the case study is about this, and this is a solution. How do I arrive at?
Ma'am, there is no perfect solution for the any case studies in the classroom, ma'am. Right. So all the students and the faculty members, we are talking about the best practice exactly. For example, you are feeling that that is the solution for that case, right? And in future, maybe in some other circumstances, that cannot be the solution. Certainly, exactly. Right. So we cannot assure that this is a perfect solution. Absolutely no, in the classrooms. Okay. So that is the reason I'm telling already. I have told that. So this is a perspective. This is the way I am thinking. This is the way you are thinking. The case study class is on for, we have to create the interest and we have to insist the students perspectives exactly. Okay. And finally, maybe I would say in a very interesting way exactly, the majority of the perspectives, the consensus among the class, maybe would take it, okay, this is the way the class goes exactly. Right, man? So we cannot say that, for example, so this is what the exact solution for that particular case. No way exactly, because exact solution the company is going to implement, that we can see the exact solutions. So that is implementation part, but the class we are not implementing anything exactly. Class, yes. So this is what the different perspectives come, but ultimate objective is exactly insist the students to participate as much as possible and open the students to open their brain and come with the interesting strategies. That's it. So that level we just close it. So that is the reason always. That is the reason, as a faculty member, we should be very, very careful in the classrooms while we are teaching the case exactly. So even whenever I'm teaching a case, please don't. I'm a faculty member. I'm an experienced guy. It doesn't mean that I'm always right. So it is my perspective. If you accept it, accept it. Don't accept it, don't accept it. Okay, please, exactly. So you can argue with me, you can debate with me. Of course, you can debate with me, no problem. That is the strength of the case study classes. But don't please stick to this is what my recommendation. No, this is I am thinking in this perspective. That's it. Right, ma'am? And one solution is fixed for all the companies? No. So there is no one solution for all the companies. For example, one company is pretty much interested in the work from home. Another company is not interested in work from home. For example, work from home increases the productivity for the one company. Work from home decreases the productivity for the other companies. Okay, but which means that we cannot blindly say that work from home is a good for our organization. No, that conclusion we cannot come, because culture is different and employees are different, personalities are different, so everything is different. I hope I understood you. Answer your question, ma'am. Right.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, madam. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Usha.
Yes, madam.
Sir, I'd like to know, apart from business, for what other concepts can we have this case studies, sir?
Ma'am, could you please little bit, apart from the business, in the sense, basically, are you from business faculty or maybe which department, ma'am, are you? Which department?
So like we use case studies for management studies, no, sir?
Yes, madam, you're right. Yeah.
I'm from catering department, sir. So like apart from this management studies, can we use in any other like teaching some other subject?
Ma'am, yes.
Motivation or something like that?
Of course, ma'am, motivation, you can use it, right, ma'am? Motivation, for example, I'm an organizational behavior faculty. I'm using motivation for the case studies, how the organization using the motivating the employees in the organization. For example, the rewards and recognition, the motivation, work from home, exactly. Even I'm talking about the canteen, the food, canteen food, even the parking facilities, even you can use it. For example, catering department, of course. So the rewards and recognition, the service, exactly, the employees' personalities, you can use the case studies in the classrooms. Right, ma'am? For example, catering students, even they are working very tirelessly. They are standing and they are servicing to the customers. Exactly, the pressure is very high. So, for example, Taj or a Lee Meridian or a big the hotel, big hotels. How are they motivating? Even very interesting case regarding the catering industry, Taj. Okay. That attack, that attack. So one Mr. Kassab, I couldn't recollect his name actually. You just kindly refer, madam. So there is a case called as a Taj case, exactly. Okay, Taj employees, how they have saved guest. Okay, and so of course, so the guest in the what else? The Taj case is a very interesting. I couldn't recollect suddenly, but kindly study it. So you can connect that into the classroom, ma'am. So of course, you can use it. Catering people, certainly you can use the cases. A lot of case studies are connected to the catering departments. Understood, ma'am? Yeah. Thank you, madam.
Sir, may I ask you a...
Yeah, ma'am. Please, ma'am. Please. Please, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, actually, I want to ask that I am faculty of UG department of engineering. So, how to prepare my students for the group discussion topics with the case studies therein? Actually, they are just stepping into the world of say the job scenario. They are stepping into it. They are not aware of the things that go on in there. So how can I introduce my students with the case studies there?
Madam, so engineering students, for example, I'm telling, so are you a soft computer science, ma'am, or a triple E or a mechanical engineering side? So which domain, ma'am, are you? Which domain?
So basically, I am a humanities teacher, so I have to take up classes of all the streams.
All the students, fine, madam. Ma'am, if you take an engineering domain or the management domain or a science domain, of course, everything is connected to the business, ma'am. For example, the engineer will come and working in INFOSYS, maybe the TCS, maybe the BMW mechanical engineer is working in Ashok Leyland or a BMW. Every business has a problem, ma'am. Every business has a problem. Every business has a strategies, the services, the products and problems. Of course, they have come across a lot of things exactly. Whatever you concept you studied, you are teaching, whatever concepts which we are teaching, right? Of course, it is connected to the business. Okay, so they have overcome a lot of hurdles pertaining to that. Okay, so you just collect the information regarding that and maybe put it into the case writing format or put it into the some small case latex, like 2 or 3 pages. Students, give it to the student, ask them to discuss in the classrooms. For example, design thinking, mechanical engineering, design thinking is pretty popular among the operation side, maybe the mechanical engineering side. So design thinking. So how does design thinking support for the mechanical engineering automobile industry? So maybe you can think which company is using design thinking now? Maybe big companies, of course, they are using design thinking. So you can bring design pertaining information to the students, and even engineering can discuss about it. Right, ma'am?
Okay, sir.
So,
That can be used in the group discussion. For the group discussion, that can be used, right?
certainly it can be used, ma'am. Certainly it can be used exactly. Because business, everything, whatever we are teaching, it is connected to the business, ma'am. End of everything will come to the business. For example, catering,
Actually, so
everything will come.
actually, the humanities, the section that I take up with, I give emphasis on soft skills.
Oh, very good. Okay.
Yes, yes. So based on that, I'll have to frame the case studies, I suppose.
Okay. In fact, I'm a personality development trainer. So I'm teaching personality development to my students. I'm a
Okay,
personality
okay.
trainer too. So I'm using case studies for example, I'm telling critical thinking. I have a curriculum like a critical thinking. I have and creative thinking. I have exactly critical thinking. How to improve the students' critical thinking through the case studies. Understand, right? Of course, the critical thinking is connected to the personality development. Emotional intelligence is we have a curriculum called as emotional intelligence and mindfulness. We have a syllabus. We have emotional intelligence and mindfulness. So, how do we improve the emotional intelligence of the students? Of course, some situation in the organization connected to the poor emotion. Maybe the employee commit, maybe the employee left from the organization. So that kind of situation, you just kindly bring it to the class, put it into the situation to the students, and let them discuss about it. Even the case can be connected exactly. Of course, I'm personality development trainer, so I have been teaching that. So I'm just recommending to you, ma'am. You can do that.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. Sir, would you kindly share your mail ID with me so that I can further get in connection with you regarding this case studies?
Definitely, madam. Sure,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you. Thank you so much. Kindly share your mail ID.
Yes, ma'am. I'll put it into the chat box, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other questions, please? So I just send my mail ID, ask Shivam, and the mobile number in the chat box. So whoever needs it, just kindly check it, please. So my mail ID, ask Shivam @gmail.com, And so my mobile number also there, so just kindly take it. Yeah, any other questions from your side, please? Any other questions? So as long as the question is there, so I'm pretty much happy. I'm pretty much interested to address your questions. So of course, so the questions are make the faculty members so vibrant and so lively, and make the faculty members to think. Of course, so questions are very important in the sessions. Yeah, any other questions from anybody?
Dear faculty members, if you have any queries, you can raise your hand or you can put your queries in the chat box. Sir,
Yeah.
there is a question in the chat box.
Yeah.
It was asked by Mr. Kevin.
Kevin,
And
yeah.
the question is, shall
Yeah.
we get permission from the company for live cases?
Yes, Mr. Kevin. So that's what I have told you, that you have to, first of all, you have to approach the company. You have to approach, first you have to identify what is the issue, and for what context are you going to write a case exactly, what theme you are going to write a case, and then you have to approach a company. Professionally have to approach the company, either HR or a company spokesperson, and so you just go and meet the person and say you are concerned that, sir, I'm going to write about your case, your company case. So I'm going to write the case for this purpose. So this case is used for the classroom, and if you give the permission, if you provide the information pertaining to that, certainly the students will get more benefit out of it. So you just kindly speak to the respective company person. Then after that, the company person has to take a call. Okay, that's what I told. So basically, in India, the primary cases are. What I have come across, what senior professor told to me that, so it's a little bit tough exactly. So the perspective is the company image will get tarnished, and so the people they don't like to share their company informations. Maybe they're keeping the information very sensitive wise exactly. So that is a problem. But as long as the company is ready to provide a permission and collect the information, so you are they're pretty much comfortable, then you can go and collect the information. Of course, no issues. There is no problem. And even I have told you that primary cases are pretty much required and relevant to get it published, and moreover, which provides more interesting to the students, because primary cases is an interview. Okay, you are interviewing the people. You just go with the structured way of questions. You are interviewing the people. You collect the information from the respective person from their mouth, either person or a person's. So maybe 4 or 5 rounds of meeting. You collect the information from the people. Which is, if it is a secondary case, already people told actually. Then you just collect the information and paraphrase it and rephrase it as per your convenient, and you just kindly frame the case. So that's what the difference. Okay, of course, primary cases which provides more mileage to you, and of course you will talk to the company people, and so you will, while you are interacting with the people, you will understand a lot about the companies. Maybe you can create a good network also. You can create a good friendship in the company side. Maybe some other purpose, even you will get a good opportunities you can do for the consultancy, and etc. etc. That is advantage of the primary cases. Maybe the institution, faculty, and the industry, that connection is there. So that is advantage of primary case, right? So So can you give some tips for selection of case? So can you give some tips? What is the tips? Again, Mr. Kevin asked, what is the tips for selecting the title? So kindly read the papers, business line. There is a paper called as a Mint Business Line, Economic Times. So every day if you read, just go through it. So a lot of interesting information is happening across the world. Okay, across the world. So maybe you just feel it. Maybe this concept, maybe any issues. For example, right now I'm writing transformational leadership titan about Mr. Bhaskar Bhatt, because around 1 year back, I read one article in the Mint paper about Mr. Bhaskar Bhatt. Not even all the papers they were talking about Mr. Bhaskar Bhatt, because how Mr. Bhaskar Bhatt had transformed a titan from the very normal position to this level companies. So then I could understand that why don't we connect this case to transformational leadership? I hope you understood. Why don't we connect the case to the transformational leadership, which means that it is connected to the leadership, and the leadership has a different titles, types exactly. Maybe how he transformed the entire organization from the scratch to such a very big organization. So this is what the tips is all about. Okay, when you read the paper, so as long as your focus is what is my next title, you can easily understand about it. Maybe recently also I had come across that what is it, Oyo strategies in China. Okay, of course, doing the business in China is very, very tough. So even American people, Western people also, it's very tough doing the business in China exactly. But the Oyo has been doing successfully in China exactly, which means that this case can be connected to the strategy. What is the strategy of Oyo? What is the strategy the Oyo is implementing in China to get succeed, or maybe they are in the very successful side right now? That is the advantage of maybe if you read it, you can understand it. Maybe you can connect to the concept and collect the information. Yeah. Any other information, please? Any other questions? Sorry. Thank you, Mr. Kevin.
Thank you, sir, for answering all the participants' queries. It is only with gratitude that life becomes rich. Now, I request Mr. P. Arulanand, Assistant Professor, Department of Management Science, PG, to deliver the vote of thanks.
It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this session. I express my heartfelt thanks to our honorable correspondent, Thiru K. Palanisamy Avargal, motivating principal, Dr. N. Raman, respected heads of various departments and beloved faculties. I would like to extend a special thanks to Dr. Arul Senthilkumar, Assistant Professor, Ramaya Institute of Management, Bengaluru. The way he explained the topic is exemplary. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
On behalf of Kongu Arts and Science College, Department of Management Science PG, Department of Business Administration with Computer Applications, and Department of Catering Science and Hotel Management, we express special thanks to Honorable Resource Person and participants who blessed us with their presence and took out valuable time of your busy schedule. Thank you all for making this session meaningful with your contribution. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir. So from my side, so once again, I thank the correspondent, sir, the principal, sir, head of the departments of 3 departments, and so my dear friend, Mr. Karthik, sir, and all the faculty members from different institutions. So thank you so much for giving this opportunity to me to meet you people through this session. So I hope I have delivered. So I hope you people enjoy the session. And so thank you so much from my side for the entire Congo Arts and Science College institution and the faculty members. So thank you so much from my side. Yeah. Fine. So, Karthik sir, so can we wind up or
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. We wind up. Okay.
we will wind up?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, Karthik sir. Sumati ma'am, thank you. Sumati ma'am is there? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am is there.
Principal sir?
Sir is not there. Ma'am is there. Wait, please wait.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sumati ma'am, so for your opportunity to me. Thank you so much. And remaining two head of the departments, thank you so much. So I couldn't. Thank you so much, and especially all the faculty members. Once again, thank you so much. Ma'am, thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Thank you, sir, for coming and sharing your time with us, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Nice informative session we had, really.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure, ma'am, actually. Thank you, ma'am. So I just wind up my session, right, ma'am? So I'll meet you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you all once again.
Thank you for all joining us. Thank you.
Kirti? Karthi?